So tell me just like what the at least title of what.
White and black poverty in the South. That's the basis. That's the only basis. It was not a super great heart. White and black poverty in the South is the basis upon which I joined black people. And then it's the dynamics of the civil rights struggle. Because what I found was I found enormously radical, happy, courageous people. And that changed my life. My neighborhood, the white poor neighborhood, was scared. And they were angry. And the black people were scared, but they were in love with what they were doing. Mm-hmm. And they were really scared. They were scared for their families, so everybody was together. So the civil rights struggle, just the dynamics of it. In other words, my impression of the civil rights struggle, what I remember is middle-aged women is what I remember. And I remember the leaders kind of coming in and talking to the media. But the people that helped me were Communist Party members and regular black people. And they weren't. And we were doing voter registration and outreach and courtroom demonstrations. Courthouse demonstrations. The young people that ran the offices, like when we would move from one county to the next, like the people that ran the SNCC office in this county, they'd be super organized, and they were all young people. Mm-hmm. But that wasn't who. It was not young people at the courthouse. It was not young people at the lessons where you went in and talked about.
They're just like what, picking them up and dropping them off.
It was just us. We were kind of
managing,
kind of just doing a lot of the legwork. And it was younger people older than me, but SNCC people and SCLC people. And the odd thing too is I remember that as being really interchangeable. And Howard Zinn doesn't. But I ran into people that
he was all involved too, though.
Yeah, he's got a book on SNCC.
Oh, okay.
So I ran into people that were.
But was he involved, or he just came back and interviewed?
In other words, you really didn't work for. Only a few people worked for the organization.
Yeah, that's how it is now.
So then what happened is after all the killings and the student movement, there was a deepening. It was very clear that we were not going to create social democracy. It was very clear that it was going to be, and a bunch of us went into much deeper, more radical politics. Now, I didn't leave the anti-racist struggle, and I used to fight with white folks that became just anti-war activists. But the dying down, the last of the civil rights struggle that I participated in was the march. I forget what it was called. It was a train of people walking and on horses and going to Washington, and they camped in Washington. And I helped raise food for them as they went through East Mississippi and West Alabama. And that was Abernathy. That was after they killed King. And People's March, or I can't remember.
Yeah, it wasn't like the workers, or like the Poor People's March?
Yeah, that was something like that. I can't remember it, but it was in '68. And then the really Europe broke out. The civil rights movement began to really die down fast. I then got more involved in the anti-war movement and began to study. I'd never studied. I used to escort people out of meetings that studied. Yeah. Because I thought they were just need to go back to college, and they did. What the f*** are you doing? And then when it was clear we weren't going to change everything we thought we were,
why not?
I started trying to find out why.
Yeah.
And so then I studied, and that's when I developed a kind of religious Marxist perspective, and our religio-Marxist populist perspective. But I studied a lot, and I've been studying ever since. And I don't like spontaneous. I don't think it's right for people to say that they're true movement people who are unprepared to figure out how you change things. Yeah. And what they want to do is they want to rely on where they find themselves.
So it's like study is a revolutionary.
Yeah, in other words, you can't just, if you find yourself, and it's really easy to understand that as a white guy, but if you just happen to find yourself as a Chicano, that didn't mean that the Chicano struggle is where the historical envelope demands that you go. Now, it does now, but it's a question of what the envelope can hold and where the weak spots are in the envelope. Like right now, the job is to agitate class struggle, however that can be done, and to broaden the issue, from immigration to the wage policy, the racist wage policy.
How can I make a shirt that says about immigration and about poor people, so it cannot just be class, but it also touches
Take back the wealth, fight deportations. Just link them.
Yeah, just do it.
And then what happened is the struggle when I went to seminary and I was involved in the peace struggle,
the militant end of the peace struggle. I remember running through Washington throwing bricks at